Hey guys, what's going on? Happy weekend. In the next few videos, we've asked some of our coaching students that work with Chris or myself or Brandon to share some of the struggles that they've had this week, some of the results, some of the wins, some of the losses. So please don't be judging the next few videos based off the quality of the voice or the images. Try to really focus on what these real guys just like yourself that are trying to figure out the market, that are now working with a coach, they're still going through the struggles that a normal trader would go with. And I'm great for the fact that these guys decided to share these recordings with an intent to help you guys get some insight that even though on the surface some of the trades they appear easy and you may understand the insides and outs of why you should be taking the trade, why you should be getting out, it's actually getting it done from the psychological standpoint that is the greatest challenge. Yes, the market will challenge you psychologically each and every day. On some days, multiple times. And especially in the days when the market is highly volatile, it's going to make you question your trade every move the market makes. And so how do you stay sane? How do you deal with it? So Jackson shares his journey this week from losing 100K to making 250K. And so try to listen carefully because there is some really important stuff that he shares, guys. And please, give him some support, guys. Leave a positive comment because I wish everybody shared the struggles they go through as a trader because it would help a lot of other traders out. So here's Jackson without any further ado describing his week with Chris in his own words. Here it is.
Hey, this is Jackson, and I'm here to give the second day update of our big short swing. Today is the March the 4th, and just to start, in pre-market, Chris actually already told us to sell a third of our positions at market open, so we did exactly that. With the activity page and the bottom right, or maybe just the bottom right, you can see that we got out of Baidu, BKNG, Tesla, and Carvana, just a third of each of those positions. We didn't get out of the SPY Monday expiry because it was a good multi-day swing, and we do expect SPY to go down further as it currently has in aftermarket and so on. In addition to that, Chris gave us a second target for the day, which is 33,777 on the yes, and by then we should also scale out of another one-third of our position. So this is kind of the guidance that he provides throughout the day. He gives us targets on where he thinks like the indexes will hit, and that's when we will start doing some kind of profit taking, right? And we did have a bounce today. It turned out that whether this was related or not, like Powell was giving a speech at around 9 o'clock Pacific, and the market kind of just creeped up until then. And at that point, we were losing quite a bit of money because obviously we have a fully short position, and I was like getting kind of nervous, and I was like, oh man, should I get out? Like what if Powell says some really positive things for the market and the market continues to move higher, right? But Chris kind of kept me with a level head, and he told me like, hey, you got to stay with a lot of positions. This is not the opportunity to get out right at the high of day, right? Instead, it's more of an opportunity to short the bounces and to make even more profit. Now, I didn't short the bounce, and that's where I can kind of improve in the future. But regardless of whether or not this was due to Powell, the market did continue to drop after his speech, and we did ultimately hit that 3777 level. I think maybe half an hour after his speech, our second batch of profit, you can see around 9:55, so about an hour after his speech, we did take out another third of most of our positions. Later on, we did end up scaling back in with some more like out of the money because it looked like the market would continue dropping further, and it did. It did hit 371 today at some point, and even though we didn't take profit there, we were up significantly on our puts, and yeah. This is the current state of things. We're still swinging a lot of these positions into the next day. I'll show you the positions we currently have now. We still have the SPYs for, we added some positions for tomorrow, and we still have it for next week. We're basically still in everything. We didn't fully get out of any positions, and we're just expecting another move through tomorrow, and, I'll keep you guys updated on the next day. The most important thing takeaway today is, just with the huge move that happened today, right, with the huge bounce and then later on the huge drop, right, you definitely need someone like, for someone like me, I definitely need someone like Chris to keep me mentally stable, because we do have a pretty sizable position, and in cases like these it's always like, wow, should I get out? Like, I'm seeing huge red, or we're printing really red numbers as the market goes up, but it turned out to be really worth it, because as the moves had predicted, right, the market continued lower, and that's the expectation as well. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated for the last day tomorrow. Hopefully we'll rescale out of all of our positions, and I'll show my P&L then. Hey, so this is Jackson, and here's my third swing day update. So I just got off the phone with Chris, and he was just telling me how I got out too early, and I do agree, but in the morning we had a quick chat, and you mentioned 300k is a good cash out level, so that's what I aimed for, and that's where we are. A lot of my limit orders just like filled randomly when I was like just looking at the charts and stuff. But here's my total P&L. The reason I didn't show it over the past few days is because it's too fluctuating. It's kind of hard to really get a grasp. Like, at some point the account would be at like 300k, at some point it would be back at 150, or when the Fed, right before the Fed presentation I was talking about yesterday, it was at like 80, right? But that's not what matters, right? You don't really like meet a monetary target, except in this case that's what I was going for, because I was telling Chris how this has been a really intense week. I've been feeling kind of psychologically worn out, and I think this is probably for the best, right? Like, not saying my account wouldn't be at like 500k at the end of the day if I didn't get out. It's just that I think I mentally need this break. I'm just dipping my toes in here. I'm not like Chris yet, who can just like look at the charts and let it ride. But I hope to get there someday, and I think Chris will be the perfect mentor to get me there. But anyhow, I just wanted to kind of recap on the trade at the end of the day. I think I got out for the most part on most of these trades at a bottom, because like I would set a limit order that was kind of absurd, and it would fill, falling on that down candle. But yeah, as you can see, I've closed out all of my positions now, not leaving anything left in, just so I can get that mental break, because sometimes that's what it is, right? Like, if you're too emotionally invested in trading, this is one thing that Chris has been teaching me and drilling into my head. If you're too emotionally invested, right, like, that's gonna mess you up, man. So yeah, it's a quick recap video. I wanted to take this moment and also talk about my PL, right? If you look at here, actually you can't see here, but we actually started these trades on Monday with only 50 grand. So I actually started with Chris with like 150k. If you look at the PL year to date, and our account went down to like 50k over the last 2 weeks, and I was feeling it, and that's why I'm saying I need this emotional break now. And it makes sense to me to feel that way, because when you have your significant portion of your life savings in the market, even though the first thing that Chris told me was, hey, you gotta take that money to the backyard and light it on fire, it still kind of emotionally gets to you when you're down like 2/3 of that over the course of a week. And that just happened because and part of me having how that part of affected me was, like, for example, having maybe worse executions, or always like feeling scared that I need to get the hell out now and stuff like that. And I've been feeling that over this week as well, even as the market fell and my account increased significantly. I just felt like, oh man, am I going to hit a level where I should get out now? I feel like that kind of emotion kept getting to my head, which is why I think this is for the best, that leave it on a huge win. Basically started with 150k, went down to 50k, but with Chris's guidance, we took 50k to 300k just from this week alone, and it could be more, right? And that's if that's not showing you that the money movement doesn't matter, as long as you're playing the chart, you understand what you're doing, you're following the 13 market moves, and you believe in the system, right? That one trade that's going to work out is going to take you way above, right, what it would have been if you just like took that loss and you just got scared and like, oh man, the 13 market moves ain't working and stuff like that. I know I'm kind of ranting a bit here because I'm still feeling the of the emotions of making this much money, and hopefully like in the future I'll be more calm, and as you can see, this is further reinforcing the fact that I do need to take this break, even as the market, it looks like it's just about to make a new low. Anyhow, yeah, I just again want to thank Chris. He's been a super helpful mentor. Like, he's the one keeping my giving me a level head, right? He's giving me price targets. Earlier he was still giving me price targets like, hey, like, sell half a Baidu when it hits 248.2, right? And that's a level it hit just now, or it's been hitting. And there's like a second target, right? He gives you all the specific targets where you should get out, how much you should get out, and as long as you keep yourself in check, keep your emotions in check, and just like follow his executions in a timely manner, you're gonna make money. And you're gonna learn a lot about this market. You're gonna learn that, hey, like these bounces are good shorting opportunities. They're not opportunities for you to get the hell out on a loss, right? They're the market giving you a chance, right? They're trying to scare you out, and they did scare me out a lot. And, Chris is the one who's like, this is where you would add to the position, and he would use this himself as an example. He's a day trader as well, and he's always telling me like, hey, at some point, for example, he'll be down a few million, but then this is where he would short the bounces, and he'll be up like more than double that, like at the end of the day, because that's the right thing to do. You follow the charts. You don't go for a specific monetary value, and you don't get scared. You don't put your emotions into the market. But anyhow, like I might make another video later to further collect my thoughts. But this is like I just sold everything like 10 minutes ago. I wanted to make this video really quick, thanking Chris and thanking 13 Market Moves for really showing me a new light on trading. And let's hope we continue to keep rolling.
Thanks, Jackson, for sharing your ups and downs this week. Congratulations on making 150K in 2 weeks, 13 Market Move style. Guys, this program is not for everyone, but one thing is clear, that working with a coach in this particular instance made $150,000 positive difference in Jackson's account. So focus on trading the move. If there's anything you have learned from this video, it is put your emotions aside, focus on trading the move, and when the market is in a downtrend, don't jump out at the highs of the day. This is the most important mistake that most of the traders make. They jump out at the highs of the day, they'll let their beautiful positions go, and then they sit there and wonder, oh shit, I could have made 150 grand, but instead I ended up with a loss. So if you can relate to that, if you're done losing money, it could be just a matter of adjusting a few habits that you have developed over the years as a trader that can turn a big loss into a huge win. So with that said, if you are that person, click the link below, schedule a 20-minute coaching call so you can change your trading for the better. It's your life. You're in control of it. If you've been thinking about making some changes in your trading, stop thinking about it and take action now. Make sure you check out the next video, guys. It's going to be really, really important.